Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Well, here we go again. Today's another bittersweet day. My Heritage is gonna get picked up shortly and go to a new home, but I am getting something new and special. Here she is, sitting looking pretty and waiting to get picked up. Everyone who's following my channel obviously know how much work I put into this bike, and you know, I absolutely love this bike. Can't say anything negative about it. It is fantastic bike to own and ride. I do not regret owning this bike for a second. I absolutely love this bike, but I wanted to try something else. Give myself a new challenge and a new project. So without wasting too much time, let's take a look what's going to be coming off the trailer. Alright guys, the truck is here. Let's go take a look. Alright guys, here she is. My boy Tyler doing the delivery.
What's going on, guys?
Alright. Here she is, looking all new and pretty. Exactly. Oh yeah. So yeah, I bought a 2022 Road Glide Special. She is home and looking pretty. Yeah, so a couple of weeks ago, I stopped by my local dealership, Shoreline Harley Davidson, and I saw this bike on the floor. It's, as you can see, it's a denim black in chrome, and I really like that combination. I always liked chrome. I do like blackout bikes as well, but I just, you know, there was something about this color combo and chrome that made it flow very nice. At least, like I said, to my taste. And so I did take it for a ride, and it's a big bike. It's super comfortable. It's a 114, as you can see. Obviously, and it's got plenty of power for the size of this bike, and I really liked it. Thought long and hard about it, and decided that I think I was ready to trade in my Harley and get this thing home. So why Road Glide and why Road Glide Special? Here are a few reasons that I went with this specific bike. So when I was looking at the touring bikes, obviously I had to sit on them and see how it fits me, my body frame, and how it rides, obviously. So I was able to sit on all of them, between Road Glide Standard and Street Glide, and you know, the standard, the ST, and such. Road Glide just seemed, well, specifically Road Glide Special, it seemed to fit my body type better. I also felt like the front end was a bit lighter because the fairing is attached to the frame rather than to the forks, so it's stationary when you turn the wheel left and right. So that made it feel a little bit lighter, even though this is a pretty heavy bike, obviously at 850 pounds. Right, and because standards now come with a shorter rear suspension, it's a 12-inch versus a 13, I believe, on the standard and on the ST. So that also helped out a little bit. Now, you know, I'm gonna ride this thing for a bit and see how I feel about the suspension. I am, you know, on the lighter side. I'm about 155 pounds or so. And so from what I've read, the rear suspension may be not super compliant for the lighter guys, so I may have to look into something like Öhlins or Legend But for now, obviously it'll stay the way it is. I'll change the rebounders. It's weird the way they make it. One shock is non-adjustable, the other one is, I guess the rebound is adjustable based on your weight and the type of riding that you do. So I'll make that adjustment, see how that feels. Now here's what I did before the delivery on this bike. So here's one of the things that I did before they delivered my bike. I had them change the front fork springs and valves. So there's a kit, it's only about 170 bucks, directly from Harley, that lowers the front end about 0.7 inches. So almost an inch, a little bit less, but obviously with my short inseam of only about 28 inches, I will take every little bit I can. So that was one of the things I did right off the bat, so I don't have to worry about it later. Second thing that I had them install before the delivery are the heated grips. I regretted in the beginning that I haven't installed the heated grips, and I do ride into colder months. So that's one thing. So I had them install the Kahuna heated grips, as you can see right here. And again, it's a little bit of a mixture of a black and chrome, which I really like because it flows again with the theme of the bike. And now we get to the obvious part of the bike, and it's the seat. And this seat absolutely will not work for me. For a couple different reasons. It is pretty wide, especially in the front, and it is taller than I would like, so there's no way I can plant my feet firmly on the ground. I mean, never mind completely flat footing, but I'm just fairly uncomfortable in the seat altogether. So what I did is I have purchased a reach seat from Harley. It's a solo reach seat, and I'm actually going to install it right now without waiting for any install videos. It's a 2-bolt thing, so there's no reason to make a separate video for it. I'm going to show you exactly what I look like on the bike right now with my riding boots on, and at least for the people who are in the same situation as myself, you'll be able to see where you may be, as far as the seating position and your feet on the ground with a stock seat versus a solo reach seat on this bike. Stock seat, obviously stock rear suspension. The front suspension has been lowered with a touring lowering kit that's about 0.7 inches supposedly, according to the manual, but 0.7 inches in height. And as you can see, I'm about, I would say, 3/4 of an inch off the ground on my heels while wearing my riding boots. Okay, so riding position is nice. However, like I said, this seat is super wide. It is definitely, taller than the solo reach seat that I got. But at least you get an idea. 28-inch inseam. Everyone mentions heights and stuff. What matters really, obviously, is the inseam length. Everyone's different. So riding boots, 28-inch inseam, and little less than an inch on each heel. Now, if I just scoot slightly, obviously I can put a foot on the ground, but I am the same exact way on the other side as I am here, and slightly less than an inch off the ground, just about. All right, so now I'm going to show you the new seat. I'm gonna get this thing off, put the new seat on, get back on the bike, and show you what it looks like with the new seat. Okay, so here is a solo reach seat from Harley. You can see a couple things right away. It is going to have a slightly narrower nose. The profile of the seat, hopefully you can see it, is definitely probably at least an inch or so thinner than the stock one. Now, it's still plenty of padding here, right, especially towards the center versus the outside. And the back will have more support. So what they say, basically, they say that it lowers you to the ground about 3/4 of an inch or so. And it brings you about 1.25 to 1.5 inches to closer to the controls. All right, so let me get this thing installed on the bike and show you what it looks like. And to remove this thing is super simple. It's just a Phillips screwdriver, 1 screw. Now, the stock seat does come with this strap for the rear pillion. I already removed it. It is also, so that's the strap. I already got that removed. It's the 2 screws on each side. I already got that removed before, just to make things a little simple and quicker. Just lift it up, slide it right out. That's it. I'm gonna figure out what to do with this hole later, but for now I'm just gonna put the stock bolt back where it was, just so I don't lose it. Let me bring the camera a little closer so you see this. All right, so that's the position of the stock seat. These are the 2 bolts that will be used, I should say, yeah, the 2 bolts that will be used for the new reach seat. They come with these stock nuts, and they are totally fine, obviously, for what I needed, because they will be hidden under the new reach seat. So let me go ahead and get this thing put on. Alright, so there's a little notch here. Go ahead and line it up as the one that's on the bike. And I have to push it in just a little. You gotta get it caught. All right, get it up over to the front. Okay. And now I'm just gonna get the 2 stock nuts to go on. All right, so just a little closer look on the solo reach seat. As you can see, the profile is definitely lower. All right, the back support does push you forward a bit. And if we're looking from the top, it is not super narrow in the front, but it's definitely, I would say, maybe about an inch or so narrower at the nose. So let me jump on quickly on the bike and show you what that looks like. Here's the result. If you can see my heels, they are still not fully planted on the ground, but 2 things that happen. Obviously, my back is now nicely supported. It did bring me forward. I didn't really need to be super forward on this bike to begin with, but it did bring me forward a little bit more. But now, I would say I'm about maybe 1/3 of an inch or so off the ground. Now, if I move myself forward more and I stretch my legs out, I am actually planted. But if I'm just relaxed sitting on the bike, I would say it's about 1/3 to 1/2 an inch off the ground. So definitely more comfortable. Not flat footing, but very, very close to flat footing. Now, at this point, I'm actually pretty comfortable holding up the bike, no issues. Right, with one foot on the brake, 1 foot on the ground. The bike is pretty much upright. Not pretty much, it actually is upright. So I'm pretty content for now, at least. So I'll like I said, I'm gonna ride it with the rear suspension as is right now. I'll see how compliant it is with my weight, and if I need to go with something else, I will. Getting back a little bit to the rear suspension, as I mentioned before, it is pretty much non-adjustable. You can't adjust the sag on it. You can't adjust the preload and such. You can adjust, I believe it's a rebound, but it's only 1 shock that's on the left. The right shock is non-adjustable. So that's kind of weird the way they did it, but obviously they know something I don't. So I'll adjust the rebound to the lowest weight, which I believe is right around 150-ish based on the manual. I'll have to double check on that. So I'll adjust that and ride it the way it is with the stock and see how that works out. If that doesn't work, I may look into the Allens or Legend, and I believe they also have 12-inch suspension to match the stock. However, those suspensions are fully adjustable, including the sag and a preload. So that may give me about another 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch that I'm looking for. So again, that may be something in the very near future for me as well. All right, guys, so that will do it for today. This video already went a little longer than I wanted it to, so do stay tuned. I have a bunch of accessories sitting and waiting to be installed, so look forward to that. And if you liked the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys soon. Have a good one. Take care.